family to sign up at Shop LC, even if they're not buying anything, making sure that our audience is as big as possible. Bigger audience means incredible buying power. Yeah, and that helps our buying team, which in turn helps us to make sure that every single time we bring you incredible values. And let's face it, there are a lot of challenges in today's world. The cost of goods, the cost of shipping, the cost of delivery, plus all the other stuff, which we're just going to let go on by. I don't have to tell you, you know what it is. It ain't fun. Okay, so what we're going to do. If you'd like to come on in on the chat, I'd love to say, hey, howdy to you. Happy Labor Day. If you have a secret ingredient on the potato salad, I would love to know it. I put in a little mustard, and I'm fond actually of putting just a little sprinkle of sugar in my potato salad. But I do that while the potatoes are hot. So here's my secret. When the potatoes are hot, I add a big squeeze of fresh lemon juice. And then when the potato salad is almost done, I add a little mustard and a little sprinkle of sugar. And it works out quite nicely. Although I will tell you, I'm a girl who can eat a potato salad sandwich. So there's that as well. So I'm pretty much equal opportunity for tater salad. Anyway, I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day out there. We're going to get you going today with just an amazing collection of incredible last in stock, very few quantity items that we've curated just for the show so that we can give you what is kind of an unofficial clearance deal on every single one of these. And when you are shopping with us, this is a little bit different. You're going to see up at the top, it'll say shop, and then there will be a number. The items in the show are numbered in that way, and you're going to type that number in the chat below. Our system will automatically respond with where this is located on the Shop LC website. And that's really cool because you'll get to go to the Shop LC website and you'll have the entire gallery of photos that show you all the details. You'll have lots of up close and personal measurements. I'm going to be using a dime during today's show so I can give you kind of the relative size. Because let's face it, on the small screen, this doesn't work really, really well. But if I show you a coin, you'll understand how big that is. But full descriptions and measurements online at shoplc.com. And if you got a question or you just want to say, hey, love to have you joining us. We've got John joining us out there. Hey, JW. We've got Morissette Mom. Thank you. Oh, I don't know, Morissette Mom. Ooh, thank you. That's a big thing. That's a big. You made my day. David, Vashti David, thank you for joining us. And listen, keep the comments coming and flowing. And if you really want to get in and have fun with the Shop LC family, the place to go, Shop LC VIP page on Facebook. There's about 6,000 people on that one page now, and it's this really cool place. It just started with a few people, and it's grown and grown and grown. It's a wonderful place to join like-minded people. You can see about different treasures that people are showing off, how they mix and match and stack and layer. It's fun just to see people showing off their collections, and I really enjoy it. So make sure you join the Shop LC VIP page. And one last little bit of details. If you're anywhere in the Austin, Texas area next week, we're having Gem Fest right here in Austin. The details are online at shoplc.com, and we'd love to see you here in Austin. You get a kind of behind-the-scenes tour, a little nibble, a little nosh, a few bargains. It's really a perfect girlfriend afternoon or gentleman's afternoon as well. All right. DJ is working all the equipment behind the scenes. I bet at this point he wishes he had an extra thumb. We're going to get you a grabber, DJ. Oh, cool. We'll bring Leo's grabber, and you can borrow that. Okay, let's get you going. Please understand that everything is going to be last in stock in the show today, and I'll do my absolute best to give you the final quantities that we have. But if you see something, here's my best advice. As a shopper, a skeptic, a gemologist, a person who lives on a budget, I'm going to tell you, please feel empowered and feel comfortable. If you see it, grab it. This is going to be shop number one. This is without a doubt one of the largest star sapphires I've seen us present in a long, long time. And I'm going to try and show you the star. Now, this is a gem family, which is really, really important because it's the gemstone family called corundum. It has emerald, it has rubies and all the colors of sapphires. That's what it does. But sometimes, and this grows in a hexagonal or a six-sided crystal, if it were allowed to grow perfectly, if it had all the room that it wanted to grow, it would grow in little stop sign-shaped columns all the way up. It's an amazing material. But that doesn't happen very often. What does happen sometimes is there are a lot of characteristics, or we call them silk, long silky inclusions that show up in this stone. And when they collect along those 6 different edges that are inside the crystal, this amazing property shows up called asterism, and that's what produces the star. And it is amazing. When you think, of all the things, gemstones, I think really are the thing for me that just keep me humble, because you look at these things, how they form in nature without any input from mankind whatsoever. It's just absolutely miraculous. So I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. A star sapphire usually wants to be in the spotlight. Is that showing up as a star? Let's see. You see it? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, you see those 6 rays. The star with 6 rays, because this is a hexagon, the 6 rays are important. Sometimes you don't get all of the rays of the star. So maybe it drops a leg here and there, as we say. But these have complete 6 rays, and that's important. A star sapphire or a star ruby, a star corundum, when it has a single spotlight, that star is going to pop out. It's like the bashful diva. It's got one single spotlight and it goes ta-da! And any other time, it's going to almost give you the look and feel. When you look at it, you may think, "Oh, is that a moonstone? Is that a little labradorite?" Because when it's not in one single spotlight, you still get this amazing sheen from all the silk, but it presents itself a little bit differently. So I love it that you get those moments of the singular superstar, the 6-rayed star, or otherwise you get this, subtle little behind the scenes bashful effect of all the silk. These are deep dark navy blue. These have had a little help on the color. It's permanent. It's never going to go away. It's a nice high cabochon, which helps the star really show up and shine out. And if I'm correct, that star sapphire, is going to be about 9 carats. Yeah, about 8 carats, I think. Now, here's the thing. This is surrounded by a ring of moissanite. If you were watching the show earlier this morning, we did an entire collection of moissanite. Moissanite is 2.5 times more fireworks than diamond. That's just the way that Mother Nature built it. Okay. We've taken Mother Nature's recipe for silicon carbide, and we've been able to reproduce it in much larger crystals down to the exact science, chemically, physically, optically. It's the same. It's silicon carbide. But when you concentrate the process and you produce it in the laboratory, it just is amazing. And that, do I have to tell you, if I said to you, okay, name a princess who had a sapphire surrounded by white diamonds, you would know immediately. I mean, it's an iconic look. Now, the thing is, not throwing any shade, but star sapphires are way more rare than regular blue sapphires. They don't show up very often. There's a certain way that this has to form. It doesn't happen very often. And let's talk about saving. Everything in the show today, you're going to use the code LIVE25. You're going to save 25 percentiles. Now, $5,300. I'm always going to round up and get rid of that extra penny just so I have less words to say. $5,300 is the start price. Our price is $1,079. I'm going to say $1,080. Okay, I'm round up. $1,080. I'm going to figure your 25% savings just for tuning into the live stream show. You save an additional $270 on what will probably become not only an iconic ring in your collection, but probably one of your favorites. You're saving $270. Okay, let's see how that adds up, because it's all about making the math, right? That takes it down to $810, and then you can take that into 5 payments, which means $162 and change gets it home, and you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. This one, by the way, is set in 10-karat white gold, and let me see behind the scenes. I think, this is big enough to see. We have started. And I really love this, because for the longest time, we would just tell you this is part of the Luxoro collection. This is part of the Rhapsody collection. But now the latest pieces in the Luxoro collection are actually going to have an L in the undergallery. Okay. And Luxoro is an amazing value feature. It's going to feature 10 karat or 14 karat gold, and this happens to be 10 karat white. It's got a little rhodium on top, so that means you get the beautiful brilliance of that striking white rhodium. And look at that star, y'all. That's a pretty piece. Looks fantastic on any hand. The big presentation on the top sits right on top of the finger, so it's super easy to wear. It doesn't catch, it doesn't pull, it doesn't slow you down. You can be as busy as you want or as unbusy as you want all day long, and either way you'll look absolutely fabulous. All right, here's how it works. 162, and we'll ship it out to you. You're going to type in shop 1 in the chat below. We'll send you back a link to this, and you'll just type in, and when you check out, you'll put it in your cart, you'll check out and type in live 25 to apply that coupon, and you'll see your instantaneous savings. Good news, bad news. The prices are only good for 48 hours, and then it goes back to our regular price. Now, remember, this one is in gold, and those are beautiful, high-quality moissanites and an incredible 6-grade star sapphire, the beautiful Diva Blue Star Sapphire. Okay, I'd love to hear from you. If you're in the chat out there, who's out there? Who is out there? Try 30K. I'm not sure. Olivia. I love it. We got a lot of folks out there jumping in the chat, so thank you very much for being part of the Shop LC live stream. All right, DJ, what's coming up next, my friend? And gosh, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you're checking out all the fun things that we've started to post, including some great behind the scenes. Did you see the one with Lola the other day? They caught her at the snack machine.
I did.
I mean, she needed a basket. I thought, girl, are you in the grocery store? Where are you? I mean, she had a lot of snacks. Lolo is our snacking queen, though. She loves her snackaroos. Okay. How about a little bit of turquoisite? We just talked about an incredible gemological phenomenon, that star, the ability of a stone to coalesce on the inside with a particular set of characteristics so that it shows that star. This one, oh my gosh, the rarest of all the gemological properties out there. The ability to look different, have an apparently different color in different lights. Now, I only have one set of lights in here, so I can't show you the color change, but this is kind of showing you the color change. This one is going to show you kind of a warm, sort of almost kind of an imperial topaz golden color, and then it's going to shift a little bit to almost like a subtle sort of peachy, pinky morganite color. And that is part and parcel. That's just this stone. You don't have to use a fluorescent light. You don't have to stand on your head and, juggle three tennis balls. You don't do anything. A very, 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 very minimum amount of gemstones have this ability built into their crystal structure to react differently to different types of light. Here on the blue ball spinning through the universe, we experience what we call the white light spectrum. It's got ultraviolet, it's got UVA, UVB, there's part of the red light spectrum. I mean, there's a whole host of different types of light built into the white light spectrum. When you move the stone from a warm source of light, think about that old incandescent bulb that you had at home and the reading lamp or the study lamp, the one that gets hot when you touch it, to a cooler light like a fluorescent lamp, this will look like it's two different stones. It's not a real in-your-face kind of color change. It's not like red light, green light, but you will notice that it looks different in different ways. And because turquoisite is transparent, it will be slightly influenced by its environment. So if you happen to be wearing something a little bit more pink, if you happen to be wearing something a little bit more golden, it will have some subtle cues from the color that appears naturally in its environment. So it's a color change, and it's also got a little bit of a color shift depending on how you wear it. You don't always get that in alexandrite, and that's mostly due to the fact that most alexandrites are not so transparent. Alexandrite is kind of like emerald. It shows up with lots and lots and lots and lots of things on the inside, just waving at you. Hi, this is how we look. This is how we grow. This is part of alexandrite. Turquoisite is a one-source gemstone, like many alexandrite varieties, and it comes from the Anatolia Mountains in Turkey, and most of us it's just a matter of time because there's only one source for where Mother Nature has whipped us up this batch of really gorgeous gemstones. It's beautiful. It's been mined for just a really short amount of time, and it's known out in the trade by some other really fancy patented names. We just go by Turkish diaspore, with the variety being turquoisite, and turquoisite, of course, is going to show you that gorgeous color change. And you can see a little bit of it here in the studio. You're seeing a little bit of that sort of green gold And then when I tip it back just a tiny bit, you're starting to see a little bit of that peachy morganite coming out in there. But it's really fabulous. Now, $29.99, $3,000 is the Shop LC price. This is $17,000 on the start price. This is one of those pieces that you would see luxury store, have to get dressed up, make sure your shoes are shined, make sure you're not having lipstick on your teeth, you know, everything so to go in and see a piece like this. And the size of this is also magnificent as well. Anytime you show a larger size in a gemstone that has a particular characteristic, you really get to experience it so beautifully. The turquoisite is 12 by 8, and on its own, it weighs 5+ carats. So you've got a minimum of 5 carats. It's definitely eye clean. The cut is beyond excellent. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You also have 1/2 carat of beautiful diamonds, and each one of those diamonds are full cut. And the turquoisite itself has square corners as opposed to cut corners. So it is really an amazingly large, we would call it a baguette or a tablet. It's just spectacular. This one is set in 14 karat yellow gold. And this is part of our Luxoro collection. It will have Luxoro stamped in the band, although it does not have the trademark L. That's just something that's coming out recently. It's a really gorgeous thing. The appraisal on it, my friends, is $8,500. Okay, $8,500. Now, this one will show up, and I think it takes about a week or so for these to show up on your doorstep. But, oh my gosh, let's talk about live stream savings. By the way, 5 reviews. And they're all 5-star reviews. Hello. Now, the appraisal on this, very recent. It's April of 2025. So add it to your homeowners, put it on your hand and wear it. I mean, 1/2 carat of diamonds. Do you realize that you can go into a lot of retail places and 14 karat yellow gold, 1/2 carat of diamonds that have this amount of vibrancy and sparkle might even cost you what we're getting for the whole ring? Yeah, start shopping luxury items. Remember, these are, for all intents and purposes, even if there were multiple pieces in the same parcel, they're all incredibly unique. They're not 2 of these pieces alike, ever. And that's where our design team steps in to make sure that you get an incredible experience. Okay, let's talk about this savings. Are you ready? Everybody gets our final low price. Live 25 is going to save you a whole bunch of money right here and right now. Whew, I'm rounding up a penny to $3,000. And let's figure the 25%. I think I know in my head, but the math is making I'm shaking right now. Yeah. $750 if you get in on this within the next 48 hours. And DJ, how many do we even have?
We have, looks like about 15.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna bet you. We do a lot of turquoisite in the overnight hours because I love this stone, and so does Steve. And we just love making sure that you share it. This is going to be one of those gemstones. I don't know when or how soon, but it's a single source gemstone, diminishing supply. You're looking at top gem quality. So, I mean, 1%, less than 1% of all gemstones have this amazing color change phenomenon. And then when you talk about a gemstone that only has a 2 or 3% yield from the rough, and then we've taken these beautiful, crisp, clean stones, and this one's over 5 carat. I mean, rare, exotic, gemological phenomenon, substantial size. You can see the phenomenon as well. Okay, 750. So that takes it down to 2250 divided by 5, and that means your budget pay of 450. Your budget pay has gone from 600 to 450. That is incredible, and that's what we do at Shop LC. Now, 48 hours on the price, so please jump on in and get it. And here's on a piece like this, if you're thinking maybe sort of kind of, you want to jump in and get it now. And I'll tell you why. We only have 15 of these. If we could get more, we would. This is one of those rare and exotic moments when you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to get that home. Now, we don't have a pendant, I don't think, that matches this one. I do not think we do. Mm-hmm. There are not any matching pieces on this. But I'll tell you something. We've presented beautiful turquoisite stud earrings in gold as well. So that's an amazing piece. That is Shop 2. Drop that in the chat below. We will send you right back to the Shop LC website. Anytime it's over $50 or more, your shipping and handling is free. And you have a live stream personal shopping dream team if you have any questions. That's 888-835-2237. And here, just for the I want you to see how magnificent that is. 5 carats in that center stone, and look at that. There's the official sizing dime, and I'm not sure if I'm in focus there. Is it all right, DJ?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you can see that that's substantial, and look at that. You're seeing now that I put this on the darker background, you're seeing that beautiful sort of green gold. The color change on these is, I mean, that's world class, and it includes the appraisal. The appraisal is $8,500. You're welcome. Enjoy that. Oof. It's not uncommon, to start looking around and sort of shopping now. If you're looking for a more substantial piece, maybe something a little bit more high end that you want to share with that special somebody coming on the upcoming holiday season. So, we've got a variety of pieces at all price points that make every holiday season absolutely blingy spectacular. Okay, we're going to go straight back to the other side of the scale. Many people will see this, and because of the intensity of the color, believe it or not, I have a piece with a hessonite garnet in it, and most people will say, "Oh, is that a ruby?" There's like a little question mark there. They'll notice it, and it's such an intense, rich color. Their first guess is that a ruby? But actually, it doesn't look like a ruby at all. I'll show you this in a minute, and see that color? That's why they think it's a ruby, because it's so saturated. But then when you look at it, you realize, no, that's not a ruby. That's something very different. This is a hessonite garnet. The common name for this stone is the cinnamon stone, and that's why. Did you see that color? Now, I don't know if it's Ceylon cinnamon or Saigon cinnamon. I don't know. It's cinnamon, okay? And here's the thing about hessonite garnet. In the family of garnets, this one is the rebel. It really is. Cinnamon stone, unlike a lot of the garnets that we see most of the time, whether it's green or rhodolite or whatever it's going to be, most garnets are almost always eye clean, because garnet is a very big gemstone family, and in a lot of cases it's an abundantly formed material. Hessonite garnet is different. Number one, you're going to see that it's got this beautiful sort of, it's almost kind of a frosty kind of experience, right? But this has a particular characteristic. When you look inside the stone, if you can use a jeweler's loupe, it has this, when you look at, when it's really hot, DJ, and you're driving the back roads, and then you see the heat waves coming off of the pavement. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's a characteristic that happens inside hessonite garnet. It's called roiling. It's like boiling, except with an R, roiling. And it looks almost like heat waves transferring through the stone. It's a really interesting characteristic. But because of that, it has this wonderful kind of, it's got a kind of an internal sheen. You don't see it unless you look for it with the loupe. But the visual of it is it's got this beautiful kind of, I don't know, it's kind of it's not watery. It's just really beautiful. And cinnamon stone, if you pick up cinnamon stone, once you know what it is, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So it doesn't always show up in super clear pieces like rhodolite garnet or, demantoid garnet. It shows a few characteristics, but it's an all natural color. So for those of you who are true gemological purists, oh my goodness gracious, the garnet family is still full of fun and adventure for you. And hessonite garnet, we used to do entire days of hessonite garnet shows. We do them now every once in a while because we just can't get it very much. It's just not very common. Now, this one is set in a beautiful sort of Art Deco piece. It's very vintage looking. I love that it's got a little bit of that years gone by romance to it, but it's just absolutely shining with layers and layers of moissanite. Let's talk about savings. Let's talk about it. $150. And let's figure out your savings. 25% when you use Live 25, that saves you $37.50. Well, we'll say 37. Okay. That brings it down to 112. Okay. And there's actually 5 budget pays. Divided by 5 equals, your budget pay goes down to $22.50. And that's about an $8 savings from the $30 budget pay. So well under $1 a day. And, for me as a shopper, that's kind of my threshold. Is it $1 a day? I don't know why that just, for some reason, that just really resonates with me as a shopper. But I think just thinking about, your budget, your wiggle room for, well, how do I even afford things? I think it probably goes back to considering affordability. Now, we have this with a couple of other gemstones. And once you type in Shop 3 and get back to the Shop LC website, you'll see a couple of other color choices. I think one of these, if I remember correctly, is one of them is ruby. And I'm not sure if the other one is tanzanite or let's see. One of them is an Niassa ruby. Oh, it's Moroccan amethyst. Yeah. Okay. Moroccan amethyst. And it's beautiful. And rhodolite garnet. So you've got an amazing collection of color in these designs. So an incredible piece, 4.15 carats. And the carat weight will vary a little bit because garnet is going to be a little heavier than the amethyst, but still a very substantial, very elegant, extremely well-made piece. And this one says DeJoy. Anytime you see DeJoy in the band or on the description, that means that we designed it just for our audience, not for any of those other companies that we do, the silent jeweler behind the scene kind of work for. This is for our audience, our friends, our family, and your friends and your family. So enjoy. $22.50. Shop 3 is your code for this one. Are there any matching pieces on this one? I feel like
we should have some earrings.
Okay, I feel like there's a bundle and save happening behind the scenes on this one. By the way, you're saving about 81% just off of the start price, and that's before we even start talking about Live 25 and the extra savings that you get just for tuning into the live stream shows. Yes, okay, that's what I thought. I thought I recognized this. That ring has matching earrings. And I mean matching. The design is the same. They're a little bit scaled down. They look beautiful on the ears. And we also had the matching pendant. The pendant will show up with the chain as well. $149, $149, $149. That means, let's see. Let me think about this. If you do the bundle and save, so if you get all three of them, you're at $449. You're at $450. Okay. The 10%, oh, wait a second. The bundle is an extra 15%? Are you seeing that, DJ?
Yeah, I think I've noticed that if it's 3 items, it becomes 15%.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll have to redefine to buy more and save, baby. I like that. Okay, $449 goes down to $382.47. So we start with the bundle and save 10%, and because this is scheduled for the live stream, you take off an extra 25%. So I'm going to round it up. I'm going to go to $383, 25%. It means you save an extra $95. Oh, goodness gracious. This is going to get crazy. That means you can get the ring, your choice, rhodolite, hessonite, or amethyst. For all three, the earrings, the pendant, and the ring, it goes down to $287 and change. Divided by five budget pays?
Yes.
Divided by 5. Oh my goodness. That's 5 budget pays of $57.45. 57 and change. And I rounded up in there the extra penny. So it'll be 57 and change. So, oh my gosh. Definitely think about it. One of the things working for a small custom jeweler like I used to do in Chicago, one of the things that was always amazing to me is how many people would come back. So somebody would come in and buy a ring. That's the first thing people pick up, a ring. And then a couple of years would go by and they would come back in and say, hey, I've got this. Can you use this mold, my mold, because we would have to make them a custom mold. Can you use my mold and make a pendant? Well, we can, but now you're talking about a whole other level of production because you've got to add a bail. You have to do all sorts of things. Can you make smaller ones and make earrings? Yes, but we're starting from scratch now. So you have to realize that when you have the matching pieces, you're paying nothing for all of the extra process and production to make not similar pieces that sort of kind of look good together, but matching pieces. DJ, can you show that picture of the bundle and the bundle and save on this screen? Here's what I want to show you. Because if you want one of those, you're at 22 or something like that, 27. Yeah, 27. You're at $27 on a budget pay. But if you wanted all three, it's 57. So it's just so common sense. Bundle and save at 15% saves you 15%. So it goes from $450 to $382. And then you take an extra 25% off of that so that your budget pay goes down to 57 and change. Here it is. There's the ring we just showed you. And you can see it's absolutely matching. Two beautiful rows, two beautiful rows, two gorgeous rows, two gorgeous rows. And by the way, those are lever backs as well. So that's a nice upgrade on the earrings. Okay, so I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying if you can, you maybe should, okay? Because we don't very often see 15%. Okay, so that's extra. And that's so now we take 25% off of that. Yes. Okay, budget pay on one of those. Let's just get crazy for a second. Okay, budget pay on one of those is going to be $50, right? 50?
Should be.
50. Yeah, 50, right? No, 30.
30.
30. So you're looking at $30, $60, $90. Any day of the week, okay? But between bundle and save and between live stream 25, your budget pay goes from $90 to $57. You see what I'm talking about? This is the only place I have ever worked where we have executives that sit around during their lunch, and they bring lunch, okay? So they're extremely frugal by nature. I mean, everybody here loves a bargain. That's one thing that's the glue that holds us together. We all love a bargain. And you know the thing that's better than getting a bargain? Sharing a bargain. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best. Okay, $57.45 if you want them all. You just type in shop, let's see, what is it? Shop 4. Yeah, shop 4, and that ring, Hessonite, amethyst, or rhodolite. So some pretty spectacular colors. Listen, you've got a lot of Art Deco romance with all that, beautiful use of baguettes and rounds all working together. They're fabulous pieces. And here's the thing, if you get them home and you say to yourself, well, not what I expect, for whatever reason, I would just say to you, get them home and take a look. Because you can look all day long, on the big screen or the little screen. You can look all day long. You can shop and shop and shop and shop. But until you get it home and put it in your hand and you think to yourself, my goodness, that these pieces are actually, this is because somebody actually had an inspired idea. And actually we do have the earrings here. So somebody had an idea to put these together. And you look at that and, you might not know as the end consumer on these, the many steps that it takes. But from finding these amazing little miracles in the earth's crust to producing a final finished piece of jewelry, it takes a lot of hands. It takes a lot of stubborn skill and extreme dedication and devotion to task to make sure that we can do this. And I think that for me is when I look at how much is invested in time and heart and soul and spirit, and then I look at $57.45, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. They're beautiful pieces. All right, shop 4. And we just, the earrings are already out there, so I don't think we have to do a presentation on those, DJ. But yeah, shop 4, and if you want the whole thing, 15% is really kind of an unusual extra kick. It's a kick in the discount. If you want to go ahead and grab that while you can. And remember, your personal shopping live stream dream team is a phone call away, 888-835-2237. Okay, I'm a girl who loves me some rubies. I really, really do. I almost always wear rubies every single day. And I do it because it's my son's birthstone. But also, even before I was the mother of a July baby, I just was really drawn to this color. Red is a color that's, it's a color of passion, and it's the color of blood. It's the color of intensity. It's one of those colors that is just feisty and fiery, and you can never really hide red. If you wear red clothing, you really can't hide. You just people notice in a good way. Look at that. That is a classic tennis bracelet, and I'm telling you, that is all the way around rubies. These are Nyassa rubies and moissanite. You've got about 24 and a half carat. So it's going to be, depending on the size of the bracelet, you've got 6.5, 7.25, 8 inches. So it's going to be between 24 and probably 26 carats between both of them. But that alternating back and forth, honey, that's a serious bracelet. Okay. Now we're at $399. 3 5-star reviews on this one. This is to Joy, so it has all of that beautiful sterling silver plus rhodium and 2 safety closures. The clasp on this is a little bit extended, so when you put this in, you'll need to spend just a little extra moment, but I love it because it's got a little extra security built in. This is one that you won't ever want to, you just want to wear it every day. And that little bit of extra security is the peace of mind that you need to wear this every day. This is not a, well, I'm just going to let it sit in the jewelry box. Look, wear it every day. So if we start out at $3.99, this is going to be shop 5. Oh, hold on, 400. Okay, I know where this is going. Oof. Oh my gosh. You save $100 on this. Yeah. It goes down 400. I round it up. 25%, that's $100. So that's $300. I mean, and then divided by 5 budget pays. Goes down to $60. Your budget pay just went from $80 to $60. So it went from almost $3 a day all the way down to $2 a day for that many carats. Carats and carats and carats. Wonderful as that special event piece, the piece where it speaks volumes. It says sophistication. It says, you know, I like the finer things in life. It also says I can afford the finer things in life. Rubies continue to dominate the market when it comes to leading at prices at auction. The most expensive stones sold at auction are almost always rubies. Some all natural untreated Burmese rubies, they go for, $30 million or something like that. Really, really big prices. Now, this is the other end of the spectrum, okay? These are Niassa rubies. These come from Mozambique, and they go through a particular process which helps hide some of the natural inclusions, and it also gives a beautiful, consistent sort of pigeon blood red color. And that is exactly why I love them. I do. Because number one, I know what they are. Number two, the process is forever and always. It doesn't ever reverse. And number three, it's the only way I can afford a 9-carat ruby. Okay. Or 25, 26 carats of rubies. You're going to see us do ruby earrings. I mean, ruby earrings would be just outrageously expensive. This is a material that proves, at least in my mind, as a gemologist and a consumer, remember I wear both hats, as a presenter and a shopper, I wear both hats. I really, really just love the time that we're living in. We live in an age right now where gemology and technology are at this really interesting crossroads. And the two things give us as consumers many choices that we may not have ever had. There's no way I'm going to ever, listen, I come in every day. You see me here. I work at all hours of the day, in front of any camera. I'm working all the time. I would never be able to afford this if this were even in lab-grown rubies. Lab-grown rubies are still very expensive and pricey out there in the marketplace. If I looked at these and they were simply just like the Montepuez rubies, just simply heat treated, I wouldn't be able to afford this. That's why I love where we are in the world. And that's why when you want something that really just makes sense to your budget and you love the silhouette, this is the best place to shop. There's no doubt about it. We make sure that we understand all of the tools available to us today as creators and as providers and as shoppers and consumers too. We love the same options that we share with you. And that's exactly why these should be part of your collection. Look at how these are set. Every single one of these is an Asher cut. Every single one of these is an Asher cut. An Asher cut is always going to show up the best in transparent stones. And so that's why you see these beautiful, crisp little crisscross designs, which are the visual signature of that expensive Asher cut. These also have the extra faceting on every single one, top and bottom. So they have a whole other level of depth in that color presentation. $60 is all it takes to get it home. How many do we have, DJ?
We have 30.
Now we have 30. So ladies, we have enough for 30 wrists and that's it. So if you want one or two, I'm not judging. I mean, if you if you want one or two, these are certainly incredible values. But I wear Niassa rubies almost every single day. And I'll tell you, the first piece of jewelry that I ever walked into a jewelry store and said, "Can you build it for me?" It was a tiny, tiny little band. I'm not kidding. It was a tiny little band. It had 2 diamond baguettes and 3 ruby baguettes. And I bought it because it was my son's birthstone. And the gentleman picked out the stones and set it for me. And that would be 42 years ago. And he set it 14 karat yellow gold. It was amazing. And of course I lost it on the very first time I packed up and moved anywhere. But that was $300 way back when. And you know what? They were very similar clarity. Very similar clarity. That was $300 back then. You're at $60. You're at $300 today with Ruby technology that gives you that look. Okay. You put that on your wrist and you ask your very bestie, what do you think? The first time she gives you a compliment, I said, "Guess how much I paid for this?" Just play that game. It's so fun because they're just so value packed. Okay. This one is going to be Shop 5. Get yourself over to Shop LC and choose the size that you need. We have 6.5. It looks like 7.25. I think 8 inches might be on the wait list. But if you need 8 inches on this one, please talk to our live stream dream team at 888-835-2237. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube. Thanks to everybody out there watching the live streams. They do happen 4 times a day now. I remember when we used to do a live stream show a couple of times a week, and now we're up to 4 times a day. There's one at 10 a.m., one at 2 p.m., there's one at 6 p.m., and one at 8 p.m. And if you miss a show or you miss one of your favorite presenters, you can go back to the live stream tab on the main website and go back and watch previous shows. And you can even do that now with the app. The app is free to download. It's Android and iOS friendly. Everybody can have a little fun with the Shop LC app. And you can watch the live shows also on the app, or also they stream out now on YouTube as well. So if you're thinking of cut the cord on the cable, and if you did, I'm just saying you'd have more money for beautiful jewelry. Did I say that out loud, DJ? Do you ever have that moment where you go, "Oh, was I thinking that, or did I actually say that?" Yeah. DJ's like, "Oh my God, she has so many of those." Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness. Let me know what you do, and happy Labor Day, everybody. This is a great holiday to celebrate the value that we build into every single piece, because this is a holiday that is built to recognize those of us who get out there and work for a living. And I don't know anybody who doesn't. Okay. Let's be real. We all have that. And in between, we have to find the place and the time for a little bit of fun. So definitely hope that you are kicking back for a whole lot of fun today. Okay. Larimar and multi-gemstone bracelet. Now, I love this because I presented this before on the Night Owl show. And we had a little discussion about this, and I want to hear what you say, because the secondary link in here that's between the Larimar cabochons, and by the way, the Larimar is all set in bezel setting. But if you look at the shape of the link, I want you to tell me what it is. This is one of those tests that you see on social media. If you see a butterfly, if you see a flower, but then we had somebody on the Night Owl show that said, "No, it looks like a turtle to me." So listen, whatever floats your boat, right? They're beautiful. Now, you can see this is a link. This is a link. So there's movement between these two. There's movement between these two. There's movement between these two. When I show you how flexible this thing is, you might lose your mind. I mean, this is gorgeous. Larimar is one source. It only comes from the Dominican Republic. It is almost always mined by hand. We like to say artisanal mining. That's like saying, your tomatoes are artisanally grown. Somebody got to get out there and dig in the dirt and make that thing happen. But look at how flexible that is. And can you see that? I mean, literally, that just stacks up. You know what that means? That means you've got lots of flex, lots of movement in this, and it means lots of wearability. Now, size-wise, this is going to be, if I measure this side to side, it's a good 3/8 of an inch. So it's got a really nice size to it. Let me just see if I can do this. Let me try this. Hold on. Let's see. Let me try something. Hold on. Hold my coffee, DJ. Let me try this. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you can sort of see that there. And then if I bring in my little my little official sizing dime, you can see that it's got a really nice size as well. Now, this is in all three sizes, so we still have it in all three sizes. So that means 6.5, 7.25, 8 inches, but it's a beautiful piece on the wrist. And you know, the Larimar is all natural in its color. If you're a person who already enjoys Sleeping Beauty turquoise, or you just have a thing for blues, you have to have Larimar. Some people have said it looks like the surf on a beautiful ocean lagoon, and other people say, no, that's blue sky and chunky white clouds. I'm just going to tell you it's a bargain, okay? It's a clearance price right now at $237.99. Okay, I personally see butterflies, so you let me know what you see there. Let me know what you see. Turtles, flowers, or butterflies. Those are the things that we've seen. I personally am seeing a butterfly, and in the middle of each one, of course, I spend a lot of time in the garden, so there you go. Of course, I'm going to say butterflies. But I like how they're sort of fluttering along on your wrist. I love that design. Each one of these has a beautiful neon apatite right in the middle, so that's a really great complement to pick up all the natural blues in that gorgeous Larimar. But let's talk about savings. Now, $279, $237. You've already saved $40. This one's going to come to you free shipping. So let's just put in $238, and let's put in live 25 and see where it goes. You're going to save $59, okay? Minus, it goes down to $178, which is $100 less than where we started at $279. Retail on this estimated about $1,100, my friends. If you were, hopping off the boat, off the ship, and walking across the sandy shores into that cruise line gift shop, who knows how much you would spend for this, okay? On vacation at someplace in Florida, who knows how much you would pay for this? But we're down to $178 and change, and we're going to divide that up into 5 payments. One payment today of $35 and change. I'll round up to $36. One payment of $36 today, and this beautiful treasure comes right to your doorstep. And the other 4 payments, no interest, no credit check, no qualifying. We hold on to those for 4 months behind the scenes, and you will just very quietly make those payments on your favorite payment card, and then it's all done. It's all done. And now Larimar is one of those things that comes into and out of the collection really, really quickly because it's very difficult to come by. The mining for this is very sporadic. And because you're dealing with a lot of independent sources instead of one big location, it can be a little bit challenging to get this. So when you see Larimar, if this is a stone that resonates with you, blue is the color of your throat chakra, so it's the color of speaking your piece. I would say get it. It's just it's like wearing a little bit of beach on the wrist. It's just gorgeous. These are beautiful pieces. All right, 35 and change. We'll get this home, and it's substantial. There's a lot of sterling silver weight in this piece. So beautiful pieces all the way around, and you've got that insert clasp with both of those safety locks. So when you put that on your wrist, you're not going anywhere. That's just really spectacular. Okay, 2 5-star reviews on this one, the DeJoy Premium Larimar and Multi Gemstone Bracelet. And are these white zircons, or let me just double check the detail here. 25% off when you use the code LIVE25. And by the way, check out Secure Shield. And if you're using Secure Shield behind the scenes, that's that little bit of an extra insurance. It's a 2-year insurance plan. White zircons, so earth mine stones, on all three of these. Beautiful earth mined white zircons, incredible neon apatites, and of course that beautiful Larimar blue. That Larimar, if you are collecting anything in Bali pieces, if you collect the sage and silver pieces, if you love anything in the turquoise collection, Sleeping Beauty turquoise, any of the Addison Brothers turquoise, I mean, they just stack and layer just beautifully. You also see Gaia Perez using a lot of Larimar in the GP family collection. So this has got lots and lots of possibilities. So grab this one while you can. Type in shop 6, and that will come to you directly in just a few days, right to your doorstep. Thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure that budget pay is on your radar because it really takes the edge off. And listen, I've always been a person who sort of like waited until Black Friday to shop, okay? But I've learned from you all over the years that a much better low-stress way of doing that is to shop as you go. So you sort of have your list made up, you know who the who your gift list is probably from year to year, so that's not a big deal. But think about picking up a few odds and ends here and there for those extra people that might show up. Maybe a neighbor that shows up unexpectedly, or not unusual for the kiddos to show up with somebody from college, or the surprise fiance, or the surprise new fill in the surprise new person of the person that you didn't know was coming. So you want to be sure to include all those. And of course, one of the best emails that we've ever received, or that I've ever had the pleasure to read, is from someone who said, listen, I live on a budget. I'm retired, so my income is not nearly what it used to be, but my budget for gift giving is the same. But because I shop at Shop LC, I can spread out my budget and give more things to more people. And I thought that was really great. I love that. We show you those estimated retail prices so that you can sort of put your finger on the pulse of what's happening out there in the land of retail. But I'm going to guess that you probably know. I mean, goodness gracious, everything seems like it's more expensive these days. Okay, my friends, live stream Dream Team, 888-835-2237. We're going to move on to our next item. Thank you again so much for joining us. Please like, follow, and share Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You're going to find us increasing our online presence very, very consistently coming up in the next few months. So please like, follow, and share, because that really does help us make sure that we can be as competitive as possible. Not competitive. We want to stay on the top. I'm just telling you that old saying, we're not going to be undersold. I'm going straight for that. Okay. As a gemologist, one of the things that kind of hurts my heart is when people get on the soapbox of, well, that's not the best quality. Or another thing that I hear sometimes out there on social media is people just noisy screaming at you. Well, what's the resale value of that? Listen, I've been in this business for decades. I've never had a customer walk through my drawer that said, okay, you know what? I want to buy that, but I want to resell it. What are my options? By the way, if you are a reseller, we are very reseller friendly. Talk to the live stream Dream Team, okay? 888-835-2237. We'd love to help you out with that, because these are extremely competitive prices. But the truth is, we are an industry that is the most blessed, because we get to help. We are the silent the little happy elves behind the scenes that get to help all of our customers celebrate moments. You celebrate. That's what humans have done since the beginning of time. These are tanzanite beads, and they are gorgeous. I'm not saying don't buy Quad A. I'm not saying don't buy AAA. But what I am saying is every shade, every variety, every type of each gemstone family is already rare and exotic. The thing that makes it go from just a mineral to a gemstone, I mean, think about it. This is a mineral. Okay, this is not tanzanite. This is not tanzanite. This is just a mineral, okay? A thulite, that's just a mineral. We talk about chrome diopside. That's just diopside. This is just zoisite. But when Mother Nature gets fancy with minerals and turns them into crystals that look like this, now it's a gemstone. It becomes a jewel. And when we source material, we don't just source the top 5% for the top 5% of the audience. We are absolutely devoted to making sure that every budget, every celebration, every person in our audience has access to and the ability to purchase incredibly beautiful stones. These are gorgeous. And the reason that I love this is because one of my very favorite colors, and I helped my sister paint her shutters one year, is this gorgeous periwinkle blue. You really get to see in the medium to lighter shades of tanzanite, you really get to see how much life these stones have. I love the Quad A's, don't get me wrong, but there's just something so mesmerizing about this color. That blue-violet combination, that pleochroic property, that dynamic movement between those two colors to give you a unique gemstone experience, you really get to have fun with that when you're talking about mid-range stones. And these have a little extra twinkle built in because each one of those beads is hand faceted. I mean, look at how gorgeous those are. Rhodium over sterling silver, 18 inches or 20 inches. This is graduated, so there's a very slight graduation. This is probably going to go from about 3 or 4 millimeters on the back to maybe 6 millimeters or so in the front. They're little rondelles, little flat ovals, and then they've got these beautiful little facets. Isn't that spectacular? And this is one of those colors, too, that you can wear anywhere, anytime. I mean, from the boardroom to the bleachers, ladies. This is gorgeous. You've got a big spring ring closure, which is in sterling silver. And then the bead tips and the bead caps are all done in sterling silver as well. But let me put this on. Ah, there we go. But 18 inches. Now, see? That's beautiful. Now, let me take my other necklace off. But here's the thing. $267. Okay, $1,500. I've never even walked into a store that has the ability to source these stones. Now I'm shopping, y'all. I need that. I need this. I've never even walked in and seen anything like this in any store ever. If you've had that experience, where do you see a piece like this? I never see it. Okay, 50 carats, give or take, because each one of the beads is individually faceted. Let's talk about dollars, okay? Let's talk about how many you're going to save and how few you have to spend, because that's the secret sauce at Shop LC. All right, I'm going to round up, $270. 25%, live 25, use it at checkout. The code is there. We want you to save. You save $67 minus, that takes it down to 202 and change. 202 divided by 5. Here we go. $40 and chains. $40 and chains. Change. I'm thinking that I can layer this with some of the stainless steel pieces I just bought. I'm terrible. I'm constantly just shopping, DJ. That's the worst. Now, let me just show you something real quick. This is coming up in the show a little bit later. But here's the thing. You know, layering is important. You can wear one piece, okay? You can wear one piece and it's great. But when you start collecting a few pieces here and there, all of a sudden you have some different choices. You know, if you had a little choker strand of pearls that would go with that, if you had something else that comes in at 22 or 24 inches, maybe another strand of beads, you've got so many options. I'd love to ship this to you today. Type in the code SHOP7. We'll send you a link to this. The 25% off will happen instantly the moment that you type in Live 25. The budget pay stays in place. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, PayPal Credit, Google Pay, Apple Pay. Check out all the ways that you can add these beautiful pieces to your collection. And if you have a December person, this is their birthstone. If you have a person who's going to produce another person in the month of December, this is mommy's new birthstone gift, okay? It's amazing. If your beloved is a December baby, why don't you wear that person's birthstone? How amazing would that be? And remember the little trick now. If you want to take this is a lobster claw clasp. If you add any other chain, any other bracelet to the back of this, you can extend this really to whatever length you need it to be. All right, this is Shop 7. It's been a minute since we've had the tanzanite beads, and I think that you're really going to love experiencing that beautiful mid-range kind of periwinkle blue, periwinkle violet. It's gorgeous. Periwinkle is a really interesting tone because it is purple and blue, lavender and violet. It's sort of like if a platinum spinel meets a Ceylon sapphire. It's a very interesting color. And really, it's a unique color. I don't know any other gemstone out there that gives you that experience. Nothing else quite looks like it. But you can see that each one of those beads is faceted, and they'll show some characteristics. Listen, I kind of like that, but I collect a lot of mineral specimens anyway. I like to see the true nature of the material. Inclusions sometimes are proof of what that particular stone is, so I love having that out there. I feel like it's Mother Nature's signature. It's the signature on the canvas, the original master, Mother Nature. Okay, my friends, thank you again for tuning into the live stream. My name is Becky Booker. Remember, we bring you the shows now 4 times a day. We're launching them 4 times a day as of this week. So 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and then 2 back-to-back very quickly, one at 6 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. There will be a little bit of a lag time there. So we might not always start right away at 8. It might start more at like 8:05. There may be a few extra minutes in there, especially if it's the same person doing both shows, because you want to have a little bit of time to get a sip of tea or, maybe visit the washroom or whatever. But anyway, 6 p.m. and then 8, we'll say 8-ish, okay? Drop a comment below if you're watching. I'd love to have your comments and your feedback out there. My name is Becky Booker. I've been here a long time. I'm a graduate gemologist, a night owl. You can normally see me on the night owl shows, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And every once in a while, I get to come in and hang out with you guys during the daylight hours. How about that? Okay. Now, speaking of tanzanite, all right, this one is DeJoy. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. If I saw this, and listen, I've been doing this a long time, okay? And I mean, ladies, we do, don't we? Don't we all look at other ladies' jewelry? We do. I mean, that's okay. But you also look at other things, handbags and shoes and scarves and accessories and, outfits. We just do that. Many years ago, I was invited down to San Antonio to be a judge in a beauty contest. And I sat next to a lady on the judges panel, and she just was put together every elegant. I mean, just absolutely supremely elegant. And she was wearing a tanzanite ring. And, oh, thank you. Thank you, Demi. And I asked, started talking to her. I said, oh, tell me about your stone. I never like to introduce, I know what it is, because jewelry, when you own a piece of jewelry, there's a story. And I think that's the part for me that's the most gorgeous. I want to hear the story. What is it celebrating, or is it in memory of, or what is it because, is it because you said yes, or is it a bridal piece, or is it an unbridled piece? There's a story, okay? And so she had on a piece that was not too much bigger than this. This is 1 carat total. So the center stone here is going to be about 75 points or so. Her stone was probably 1.25 carats, so it was a substantial size as well. And we started talking, and it had been a gift from a spouse, and it was a wonderful thing. And telling the story, her face just lit up. She was reliving the moment of receiving that gift, and she was reliving her connection to this very special person. And then she told me how much she paid for it. And I immediately fumbled in my bag and said, listen, that's a lovely piece. And if you're interested in collecting additional pieces, it would be my privilege to help you. It didn't say a word about, pricing or anything, because the truth is, I've never worked for anybody at any place, nor do I know anybody anyplace else that can do this kind of deal on this kind of stone. This is a one-source gemstone. We have a book online at shoplc.com called Born of Lightning, and it's the story of tanzanite. The original origin of who discovered it is sort of shrouded in these beautiful mystical stories. But Maasai legend has it that tanzanite gets its color from a lightning strike to the earth. The truth is, these gorgeous crystals, you have to coax this color out of them. They're very dynamic on their pleochroic properties, so they can be purple in one direction and blue in the other. So there's a very interesting way that the color looks different from different directions. But the magic starts when the gem cutter sits down at the wheel and very patiently analyzes each piece and then coaxes that color, that combination of the blue violet, and then a little bit of the pinks, because this has the ability to show you 3 colors. So you may see a little flash of pink, or sometimes you may see a little bit flash of, some people say hot pink, some people say cranberry, but you have the opportunity to see 3 colors simultaneously in the stone just from a slight movement of the hand. Okay, let's talk about savings. We're starting at $299. How many of these do we have, DJ? We have up to size 10, I think.
We should have about 8.
Okay, we have 8 altogether, and that tells you a little bit about how important these are. Now, you have champagne and white diamonds, the gorgeous halo all the way around, and look at the detail. Where did you see this detail earlier? Really expensive jewelry, right? Look at how we've taken DeJoy, which is our sterling silver, anybody can afford it brand, and we've used the same design features all the way around, plus a scalloped edge. So that's a really difficult manufacturing technique. $299 divided by, times 25%. You're going to save about $75. So that takes this down to about $225. And then we're going to divide that by 5. So your budget pay goes from $60 to $45. That's what shopping the live stream does for you. You have an instant savings of $15 per budget pay. And the first budget pay, we'll send it out to you. Now, there is a bundle and save. So I'm going to show you this one. The ring is shop 8. The pendant is going to be shop 9. And you can see that they are definitely exactly the same mold. And the 20-inch sterling silver chain is included. It's finished off with the lobster claw clasp, and it's spectacular. It really is. This is where you stop and realize that we're just, oh, okay, let me see. We're just a little bit crazy sometimes. A little bit crazy. Okay, it'll probably be backwards, but the New to Joy molds are all going to have a little D right there built into the backside. Isn't that cool? And that's really important because that helps you long-term with legacy and provenance so that you can really talk about, maybe passing these on someday. I love how Tony Denise says, you might buy it for yourself and you might wear it for a long time, years and years, but it's really not yours because we're going to give you an opportunity to build a collection that you can pass on. I love it. Okay. 5 payments of $45. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. 5 payments of $45. And if you want to do a bundle and save, we'll show you how that works as well. So 5 payments of $45 just on the ring. But if you wanted to bundle and save, we're going to show you how that works as well. And they're both beautiful, finished off with white diamonds. And I love that champagne diamond accent because it just really shows off the intensity of the color of those center stones. And that's what it's designed to do. Not in an ostentatious way, but just really a common sense way. Okay, so $299 is the regular price on the ring. $279 is the regular price on the pendant. Now, keep in mind the regular price here is $13. Their estimated retail. Estimated retail here is about $1,100. If you put those two together at Shop LC pricing, and then you've got the extra 10%, which is figured already, the math is there, it's $521. I'm going to say $522. $522, okay? Now you add the extra 25%, which means not only do you save 10% when you bundle them, but you also save an extra 25% when you type in Live 25. So that means that you save $130 on both of them, okay? That means instead of $579 for both of these, you have the 10% bundle and save, you have the 25% live stream. So instead of $579, it goes down to $392. Yes, please. $392 divided by 5, budget pays. Your budget pay on both would be $78 and change. That's a steal. That's an amazing deal. And look at the quality of those. And that's the thing I love. People will never guess the quality. People will never guess how much you saved. And there's no shame in getting a beautiful, high quality, whatever it is, at the best deal ever. There's no shame in that. I mean, it makes me as a gift giver, I get really excited because I know I'm giving something really gorgeous and fun. And at the same time, I'm saving a bunch of money. It's plus and plus and yes. Consider the bundle and save at $78.30. But they're both really beautiful. And use the code LIVE25. Secure Shield is waiting for you in the checkout process as well. So if you do like knowing that you've got a little extra insurance on that, check out the Secure Shield option. It's waiting for you at Shop LC when you check out. Shop 9 and Shop 10. Oh, let's see. Okay, this one is Shop 10. Is that right?
This is Shop 9.
Okay. Shop 9. And then the ring was Shop 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Shop 8. Nice right there. I got confused. Thank you, DJ.
No problem.
The patience of a saint. I'm not kidding you. Absolutely. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining the live stream. We put together these beautiful collections in 2-hour shows, and then they live on the Shop LC website, but the pricing is only good for 48 hours. So please be aware of that, okay? And if you see something that you want, because most of these pieces are super limited, I would urge you, I would encourage you, I would celebrate you if you just get in A, S, and AP, because when they're gone, they're gone. We don't have a lot of pieces. Our turnover is much more rapid than most places. We're the design team, we're the manufacturing team, we're the finishing team, we're the presentation team. We do it all in-house, and that means you save a lot of money on every single piece. And because we source directly, we are connected to mines and gemstone dealers on a global basis. We have those conversations regularly. The bigger our audience grows, the more responsive we are to giving you better deals, because you make us stronger buyers. It all works hand in hand. And that, my friends, is where your premium royal ruby comes in. You've got 3 different shapes. You've got an oval, I think a cushion cut, and is it a pear or a round? Oval? Let's see, I've got the oval, but you also have an opportunity to do a cushion, and an emerald cut. This is an 18 karat yellow gold vermeil, gold over sterling silver. And let me just start by showing you how big that ruby is. You can see that ruby. That is a noticeable ruby. If somebody says to you, ruby red, there are a few colors that we instantly associate with colors. My grandson, Leo, is off from school today, so he was here for the early morning session. He was playing Minecraft. You know what he said, DJ? You walked out to go get some lunch. And I said, come on, let's go. Let's pack it up. And he goes, wait, I have to get my emerald. He's 7 years old playing Minecraft. And he's like, no, I have to get my emerald. When you know, you know. $549.99. And this has diamonds. So it's a beautiful piece and a very classic style. Now, the description says Art Deco, but, this is one of those designs that it's just really hard to put your finger on. And I wouldn't call it Art Deco, because these actually have they've got a little seat, so that all of these little princess cuts, and there are princess cuts on the side. So all of these rubies are sitting in their own little seat, and they're all sitting side to side, shoulder to shoulder. And it's that little bit of a tension between the channel setting and the shoulder to shoulder tension that holds them all in place. You don't see any metal. There is no separation in any of these. So there's a little plate underneath where they all sit, and then this tension transfers to that tension, and that transfers to that, and they all sit together. It's like the ultimate of a diamond pyramid. It's gorgeous. Wonderful design on that. 3 shapes available. And let's talk about Live 25, because that's why we're all here. $550 times 25%. You save $137. Thank you for shopping with me today. And that means it goes from estimated retail is $3,000. So from that point to $549, you saved 82%. But we are not done with you yet. There's some more savings in this configuration. $413. I'm going to round up a penny. $413 divided by 5, because you have 5 payments on this. 82 and change. 82 and change. I'm just wishing that would fit me, because I love my rubies. You know, the ancient Sanskrit word for ruby is Ratnaraj. It's known forever as the king of the gemstones. And then it's also known as the gemstone of queens. So there you go. It's got so much legacy and lore behind it. I mean, you just stop me when you say pretty. Now, when you see royal rubies or you see Montepuez rubies, these are not Fisher filled. So these are just heated to really bring out an extra level of clarity and color saturation in these pieces, and they're gorgeous. How much does this one weigh altogether? This is a big chunk of red. This is a big chunk of red rose, ruby red here. Oh, really? Okay, carat 85. Oh, that's a big one. All right, a carat 85. Now, I've never, Never, never worked at a place where you can get these kind of deals on this quality of stone. The ring is going to be shop 10, okay? The pendant is going to be shop 11, and we have a bundle and save. And let's just talk about this. The rubies are carat 85. So you would have the opportunity to own or give a carat 85 and a carat 85. The shoulder, the way the stones are pressure set, the princess cuts on the shoulder of the stone, that becomes the bail. That becomes the bail or the top of the pendant. And it looks fabulous. You're at $549 on the ring. You're at $399 on the pendant, okay? Chains included. That takes you to $949. That takes you to $949 on both. On both. That's both of them. And they both have almost a 2-carat ruby in the center. Genuine earth mine diamonds in the shoulders on the side. Then the bundle and save saves you an extra 10%, so that saves you $95. So you go from $949 to $854. That's wow. Then live 25 kicks in. $854 times 25%. So you've already saved 10%. Now get ready to save another $213. So that means you're saving over $300 on both of them. That means you almost have their pendant paid for just in the savings of bundle and save. Minus $854. I just can't believe the savings. That takes you down to $640. You started at $949. You went from $949 to $640. That's huge. You just saved $300 on both of them. And then we're going to divide that by 5 budget pays. $128. $128 if you want to own them both. And they both have earth mine diamonds. They both have 18 karat yellow gold. They both have beautiful details and finish. And you can see that they are definitely meant to stack together. They are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Shop 11 is the ruby pendant. Shop 10 is the ruby ring. The bundle and save is already waiting for you. And whether you get one or both, either or, the Live 25 code works for both of them. If you want to do Live 25 just on the ring, let's take a look at that. $549 times 25%. You save $137 minus $549. $411 if you want just the ring. Okay, $411 if you want just the ring. Still a magnificent deal. Thanks so much for joining. I'm breathless. I mean, these are beautiful pieces. I'm so glad that you're even thinking about it. Don't wait too long, though, because remember, when we curate these pieces for the live stream show, in many cases, they're pieces that won't go back on live TV because the quantities are too low. Television time, quite frankly, is expensive. It's one of our biggest costs of doing business. And so this is another way that we can bring you a full presentation and do it in a very frugal way, but still give you lots of time to have fun, enjoy the shopping process, and take a deep dive into all the details, all the 411 of every single piece. Okay, we're going to be moving on, my friends. Thank you so much again for joining us. Remember, the live streams happen 4 times a day now, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And anytime you have a question about any item or you need more clarification, we send you right back to the Shop LC website. Full information there, an entire picture book of lots and lots of photographs on every single item. And we also have our live stream dream team ready to go, the personal shoppers at 888-835-2237. And by the way, GemFest is coming up on September the 19th. So if you happen to be in the awesome Texas area, come on down and see us. It's a really fun afternoon. We can help you with jewelry cleaning. There's going to be a fashion show. There are going to be a couple of workshops there. I'll be leading one. Cheryl, I think Queen Bee Cheryl is going to be doing one as well. It's just a wonderful way to, you can, snack, sip, shop, and save. And just come on in and see what we're all about here at Shop LC. We love that. We love having you guys in the building, in the house. Oh, okay. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, the Cambodian blue zircon that's showing up recently. I don't know what kind of magic they've done to these parcels, but I'm telling you, there is a certain level of wowzers in this stone that just your eyeballs. I feel like one of those old cartoons, and I feel like Tom and Jerry, where the eyeballs will just come out and go boing, 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 because they're just gorgeous. Okay, first and foremost, if you want the experience of an incredible, high refractive and beautiful blue stone, and you just happen to, well, DJ, if you just wanted a beautiful high refractive stone, and I said, oh, what about blue diamonds? His mouth would say perfect, and his brain would be like, what does your brain say behind the scenes?
Oh, this is just really great.
Oh, look at that color. You know, if I ask you what is the first thing that you notice and the final deciding factor for buying your next piece of colored stone jewelry, you'd probably say color. That's what draws us into the world of these beautiful, rare, exotic little jewels and treasures. It's all about color. And there is no doubt about it. You will have a preference for color. You'll have a favorite. You'll have a preference. If you don't believe me, go to your jewelry box right now and just open the lid and look in and go see what's the predominant color. You will see exactly what your preference is. And you may not even know it, but you've got several things. It's like buying shoes. You have 3 pairs of black loafers. You got 2 pairs of brown sandals. You know, it's just you're drawn to a silhouette, a style. In colored stones, you are drawn to a color. There is no doubt about it. Now, here's the wonderful thing about Cambodian blue zircon. Tricky to source. It's not an abundantly, readily available stone. And so you don't see this very often in regular jewelry stores. You just don't. This is kind of like the collector's niche collectible. This is one that you sort of have to know about it. This is like going to your favorite restaurant, your favorite fast food restaurant, or your favorite coffee shop and saying, ooh, I want the off-menu item. I saw on social that I could get this, that, or the other. And you're all into getting the extra super dupers. That's what this is. Now, we'll talk about the bundle and save in just a second. But before we go there, right now, start price on this is $6,800. This one happens to be set in 10 karat white gold. Let me see if it's got the Luxoro L. Oh, it does. I love this. I love that we are signing every single piece, not only with our logo, but also with the letter of the collection. That is a Luxoro L. Okay, that is amazing. So you know right away that you're going to get that Luxoro quality. Luxoro, if you're shopping with us, it means 10 karat. Or 14 karat gold. This one is 10 karat. Strong, sturdy, everyday wearable. Just wish it fit me. I'll put it there. That's gorgeous. Now, this one is decorated on the side with luxuriant lab-grown diamonds. So you're going to get an amazing diamond experience without the luxury diamond price tag. And that's what I love about luxuriant diamonds. So we're starting, and the Cambodian zircon is probably, hold on. Let me just guesstimate here. And we'll do raw count test. I'm going to say, DJ, that center stone is probably about 4 carats. That's a very well cut stone. Oh my goodness. The cutting on this thing is on fire. Oh, it's got a very small table. Lots of brilliance on this one. Beautiful faceting on that. Classic 4-prong setting. You've got a little bit of kind of a heart shape. Just the tiniest little bit of little besus on the bottom, little besitos right there. All right, the center stone is 4.2 carats, 10 by 8, and it is a gorgeous dazzling blue. Luxuriant lab-grown diamonds, about 20 points of those, but really spectacular. Okay, we started out at $6,800. You've got 5 budget pays on this and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, if you happen to get this home, and you happen to take it to the mall, and you happen to say to the young person behind the cases, do you know what this is and how much is it worth? You could have just stopped with you could have just stopped with what is it? Because remember, this is one that flies well under the radar for general inventory, and these colors are fierce. Okay, $17.99. Is that right? Okay. Before we even talk about bundling and saving, and we're going to talk about that, okay? $17.99. Your Live 25 online coupon right now is going to save you $449. Are you willing to let that go by? That takes it from $17.99 to $13.49. Wow. In gold with lab-grown diamonds and the across the room of that? Oh my God. You could spend a whole lot more and get a whole lot less. You really could. You really could. Then we'll take it even crazier to 5 budget pays. You're at $269, $270. Can you write down 270 for me, DJ? 270. I don't have a pen handy.
Gotcha.
Hold on. I have one. 270. Okay. Gotta write that down. I'm gonna make a note. 270. Now, if you're ready for bargain nirvana, if you're ready for the kind of value that just feeds your soul, if you're ready for an unparalleled jewelry experience, then you're going to take this one and you're going to at least think about it. Listen, I am not telling you to spend money that you don't have, but I'm going to break this bargain down and then I'm going to ask you the big question. When we take just that ring down to $269, that is a steal. I am not kidding you. There are going to be places right here in the Central Texas area, and it's part of a national chain, so you're going to hear those ads all over the lower 48. And they're going to say, come on in. We've got all kinds of pretty things, and everything in the store is available for 60. We'll give you 60 months. Well, that sounds good until you realize that each one of those 60 months, you have to make a payment. You have to make 60 payments on something. I'm just saying, think about it. You can't park it in the garage. It doesn't have wheels and a steering wheel. I don't want to make 60 payments on it. I don't. I just want an honest to goodness value that I can know is an honest to goodness value. I don't want to have to think about it. I just want to rely on somebody that I trust, that I know, that has my best interest at heart. We want to be that person for you. We want to be that company for you, your spouse, your family, your neighborhood, for generations. That's a big ask. And it means that we've got to do these kind of deals to earn that. We don't expect that without earning it. We're earning it. We're earning it with this kind of deal. Okay, the ring is $269. We're going to go to the pendant now. The ring is going to be shop 12. So shop 12 on that ring. It's in 10 karat white gold. It's got the Luxoro L. It is signed, sealed, and delivered. The pendant also has the Luxoro L. Let me take the ring off so I can show it what it looks like. Okay, there it is, right in the middle, right in the heart and soul. We signed it. There's no mystery here. We signed it. We owned it. We're telling you. Same deal is happening, $17.99 on the pendant. Same stats, same detail. A significant size on that blue zircon. And there's a level of brilliance that's coming out of those blue zircons that is absolutely amazing. There's a little spot in Cambodia where we've been able to connect to bring you this color. And it's like many location-specific colors. You think about Petroki Kunzite. You think about Santa Maria Aquamarine, Brazilian emeralds, Colombian emeralds, Burmese rubies. You think about all of those places where geography over the course of time has become the indicator of quality. And they're brilliant. They're bright. They're actually crisp blue colors. All right. So what we do, your budget pay on these now is $269. But here's what happens when you bundle and save. And by the way, is the chain included with this?
Yes.
You have got to be kidding me. Is that a white gold chain? I believe it is, my friends. So we're at the same price on the pendant and the ring. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're giving you the gold chain to go with it. Okay. You're right around $6,800 for both of those. So combining them together is a luxury experience that I would not be surprised to walk into any luxury retailer and see this set you back $12,000. I just wouldn't. I mean, they're that rare. And when you talk about this clarity and this size and the cutting on these, the cutting is exquisite. But here's how bundle and save works for you. So if we take these, if we do $17.99, okay, you're at $35.98. Okay, $35.99. When you bundle and save, 10% comes right off the top. So it goes from $35.99 to $32.39. So that saves you 10%. That's huge when you talk about an estimated retail in a fancy place of 12 grand. That's amazing. But now here's where it gets really, wait, let me think about that. Bundle and save takes it down to $32.39. Okay, 25%, live 25. That saves you another $809. So $809 and then $300. Is that right? $300? Yep. Now you just reached into the OMG zone. You just saved $1,100 if you want to bundle and save. So this one's 17. This one's 17. $17.99. $17.99. Your bundle and save and your live 25 combined is an $1,100 saving, which means if you look at the Shop LC star price of $17.99, I'm going to round up 18 minus 11. It means if you buy one, if you buy the ring in the size that you need, you're basically buying the other one for $700. And you can take that and budget pay it as well. So the extra savings, $809 minus $32.39. Incredible value here. That means that for both of those, you were down to $24.29 divided by 5. $485. Not 60 payments. Not 48 payments. Not 36 payments. Not 24 payments. Not 12 payments. 5 payments. $485. 30-day money-back guarantee. One of the world's rarest, most exotic, most visually interesting blue gemstones you will ever get a chance to see and or own. And you can take home both of them. And they are both big stones, over 4 carats, flanked with beautiful lab-grown diamonds. The 10-carat white gold chain is our gift to you. It's one of the many ways that we say thank you. Your budget pay is $485. That's unreal. Well, it's unreal if you're regular retail. It's just another live stream day for us here at Shop LC. These are the kind of deals that we love doing. You are truly, absolutely our heart and soul treasure. We love putting these pieces together. And it's not lost on us, my friends, that these are pieces that will become instant family heirlooms. There is no doubt about it. These are very elegant pieces, and they are beautifully, thoughtfully, deliberately put together to give you that wow factor. Not only in the wearing it, not only in the sharing it, but also just in the shopping it, because you're saving so much money here. Bundle and save, and you save $1,100. That's amazing. So shop 12, and do you see that little tiny table? This stone is doubly refractive, okay? So it's very similar to diamond in its refractive index, and that's the thing that makes it sparkle. But this is a doubly refractive stone. So diamond just bends light as it passes through. Zircon splits light into 2 beams. And so when you look at it, it looks like it looks like there's 2 facets. It looks almost unfocused. Your eye, if you have a jeweler's loupe and you look at it, you'd be like, wait a second, what's going on here? You're seeing the doubly refractive stone. It's got very high birefringence in there. Woo, $1,100. Ooh, I like the sound of that. That's the part you save. $485. Not 60 payments. Not 60. Not 48. No credit check. Yeah, those are gorgeous. So isn't it fun to shop with us? Because all of a sudden, when you realize that we take away all the pretense, all the stuffiness, all of the batitude that you get sometimes, all of the not knowing, all of the folks who are they're just working their way through college. They're just working at the mall, at the jewelry store. It's part-time. Think it'll be fun things to look at, to get an employee discount, all those superficial things, which they're fun and important. But what you get when you shop with us is you get decades, probably. I've always said I'm going to try and count up the number of years that we have collectively. But I don't want to do that because it would just make me feel really old. I mean, gosh, I've been doing this. I've been doing jewelry as a gemologist since 1989. And before that, I was, just sort of getting my feet wet behind the scenes. So I've been at this for a long time. And I love it every single day. And I think I'm not singular in that attitude. That is a pervasive attitude here at Shop LC, whether it's, Lena behind the scenes buying clothes, or whether it's, the merchandising team figuring out how to give you a really great deal, the warehousing. Every one of us is very passionate about our own little slice of the pie that makes up Shop LC. We're just so blessed to be able to work with y'all. So thank you very much for giving us that opportunity. 85 million homes here in the U.S. And growing all the time. So thank you very much. And you know what? Whether you're going to buy a beautiful white zircon or a fantastic designer sterling silver piece, every piece that you purchase from us helps us in the fight against childhood hunger. We made a commitment a few years back and said, man, what if we could make a dent in that problem? And so far, with your help, we've donated the equivalent of over 100 million meals on a global basis between the U.S., the UK, and Germany. All three of our fantastic audiences growing by leaps and bounds every single day. And together, we have provided over 100 million meals. So keep the good stuff coming. And that, that's written in our corporate budget. We don't ask you to round up. We just make you aware that that's part of what we believe in, the right thing to do. And so we do it. But 100 million meals, y'all are just too good. Akshaya Patra and No Kid Hungry here in the U.S., we partner with both of those organizations, and each one of them provides nutritious meals in the community that it serves as they see fit. So it's really a great organization. Now, I put this one on a little bit earlier with the tanzanite beads, but this one is going to be, I think, 20 inches. And thank you, by the way, for that. So 20 inches. Yep. And the chain, let's see, the bracelet is available. And this is gorgeous. This is kind of a lacy, sort of lazy, almost kind of a Singapore-inspired design. But it's really kind of a variation of a cable chain. Yeah, the bracelet's going to be 7.5 inches. We'll get to that in a minute. But here's the thing. When you talk about something like this, that's got this level of incredible style, it's just one of those pieces that you put on and it makes you happy. There's no fuss. There's no worrying about, does this gemstone, match the clothing I'm wearing or whatever. This is one of those pieces, too, that's very handsome on a gentleman's neckline or a lady's neckline. There's no doubt about it. Now, we're calling it the Infinity Twist Chain. But if I hold this up this way, you can kind of see how it's got that sort of rope design. And you can see the twist here as well. Big, beautiful, textured links. Each link is textured. So you've got to put each link together and then connect them all together within the twist itself. So it's just really incredible. And for those, anybody who needs a 10-inch wrist, you got a 10-inch wrist, or if you need, you want to double this up and wear this as an anklet, oh man, you're going to be the prettiest girl at the pool. There is no doubt about it. Beautiful lobster claw clasp, inline, oversized, definitely fits within the silhouette of the chain itself. It's very lovely. $199. When we take off 25%, if my math is correct, you're going to save $50. Okay. In fact, I know my math is correct on this one. So if we go to $149, which is where it would be. Oops, hold on. Oh, wrong machine. Hold on. So if we do the budget pay, when I should be able to do it in my head at this point, right? But I never trust it because it always seems too low. Okay. Yeah, it gets down to $149. Then we're going to give you 5 budget pays on that. And it goes down to right around $30. Around $30 a month. 5 budget pays of $30. This looks fantastic on the neckline. This is so gorgeous. Now, this one has a little bit of an impressive look. So this is going to be about 3/8 of an inch. And that means it's going to measure about 6 millimeters or so. And just for the sake of showing you this one, this is one of those pieces as well that you put it on and you just instantly feel like, oh gosh, you just got back from Rome or you just visited Milan during Fashion Week. I mean, it's got that sort of look and feel and that DNA to it. It's really, really gorgeous. But you look at the way that it's put together and it just looks so expensive. And listen, it's 28.6 grams. So that is a lot of beautiful sterling silver. This one is going to be Shop 14. Shop 14 you're going to use Live 25, which means you save 25%. And of course, everything that we've done in the show today is free shipping. So you're over that $50 threshold, which means free shipping on every single piece. And yes, I believe you can do the Secure Shield on this one as well. Now, does it bundle and save with the bracelet? Just for asking?
Oh, looks like it does.
Oh. DJ, that is a changer of the game right there. That is a game changer. These are big pieces. Now, I went recently, we had to go get a birthday present for a friend of Leo's. And so we went down to a certain spot in the mall. We had to go to the mall to go to this one store because we had to get a certain thing, okay? We had to get a certain bear. Anyway, I made the mistake of hanging out in the big department store right down the way because we weren't going to be there very long. And of course, I had to go and do a little shopping reconnaissance. Of course, I was on my best behavior. I didn't, get into any trouble or anything like that. But I walked through, on this particular day, I walked through just the fashion jewelry. So no sterling. There was no sterling in the segment that I walked through. It was bronze. It was brass. It was gold, gold-plated things, and they were nice things. I'm not saying they're not nice, but and by the way, this is why you should bundle and save, because you can do both of them together. And now you've got 27 inches. Okay, yes. So we're coming into we're coming into woolly weather. Heavier sweaters, jackets. And you might want something on your neckline that's a little bit more pronounced, okay? That definitely shows up. There's a time and a place for every silhouette. For the dainty, for the petite. There's a time and place for everything, for the big and the bold. And again, what we do at Shop LC is we give you the opportunity to collect all of the goods. All of the goods. I love that. You don't have to make a choice. You just pick your silhouette, pick your price point, whatever makes you happy. We're here to help you out with that. Shop 15 is the bracelet. Shop 14 is the necklace, but I would definitely tell you to bundle and save. $269 if you wanted them both, and that's going to give you almost 2 ounces of sterling silver. Beautiful, high quality stuff. If we go to you say bundle and save an extra 10%. So let's just start at 10%. You save $242. So we're already bringing it down by about $25. So you save, I'm going to round up, $25. Okay. But let's take it from there. You've already saved 25. Okay. Now we go to 242, and then at checkout, you type in Live 25, and you're going to see boom. So in addition to the 25 you've already saved, you save another 60. So you just saved 25 plus 60. Okay. So you already saved enough on both of them to cover the cost of the bracelet. Yeah, that's a great deal. Okay, that's amazing. Minus 242 takes it down to 1. DJ, is my math right on that? Yeah, because 50 is 25%, and you save an extra 10. That's what it is. Okay, it goes down to 181 for both of them. For both of them, that's a steal. That's a really incredible value. I probably shouldn't say it's a steal. I should probably say it's an incredible value. I lose myself sometimes in these prices, and I know I go way off into the woods, but that's the magic of what we do. I've got the bracelet and the necklace put together. So if you want to do that, you easily can, and you really should. I mean, $181, and then 5 budget pays. Divided by 5. $36. $36? Very irresistible deal on that. Again, the chain by itself, the necklace is 20 inches. The bracelet is 7 1/4, so standard sizing on that. But even if you, and here's the thing with this bracelet, y'all. Even if you just only wear this as a necklace extender, or you want to add this as a chunky accent to whatever chain you're adding, a little contrast, beautiful. I mean, a beautiful choice, because this is it's a larger piece. The lobster claw clasp is larger. When you turn it this way and look at that, doesn't it look like the DNA helix? Look at that. That's amazing. That's so gorgeous. Okay. $36 and change, and that's a great deal. Okay, shop $15 on the bracelet, shop $14 on the chain, and both just outrageously good deals. So thank you all for getting in on those. And I know we don't have a lot of these. These have been selling out really quickly. So DJ, can you just double check the prices for me?
Necklace, we have 20. Bracelet, we have about 89.
Okay, so we have 20 buy-alls. 20 bundle and save, if you want to do the bundle and save, which is really remarkable. You save, you know what, the math has not worked out like that in any other presentation today. When you do bundle and save and live 25, you're actually saving enough to cover the cost of the bracelet. My brain is a little bit mind blown right now. That's an incredible deal. Yeah, $242 is what that comes down to. That's a steal, y'all. That's a really great deal. Okay, we'll put that right there. Thank you all for joining us on the live stream. My name is Becky Booker. It's super easy to shop. When you see the item number at the top, it says shop and then a number. If you type that down in the comment section below, we'll send you back a link to each one of these beautiful pieces on the main Shop LC website. And you'll get to go through the entire photograph diary of each piece. There's lots and lots of information about the different numbers of stones, how much they weigh, any enhancements they may or may not have had. So you've got a full disclosure there. And you type in live stream, you save 25%. These prices are good for 48 hours. And take a moment when you're checking out. If you want to check out Secure Shield. Secure Shield is a program that we started recently, thanks to suggestions by many of you who said, look, I'd like to buy a little maintenance policy. So that's what Secure Shield is all about. So that's waiting for you at checkout, and you can make that call on an individual basis. So thank you for that suggestion and for making use of that. It's a really wonderful program. Okay. This one is Luxoro, and the Tanzanite on this one may just take your breath away. Number one, it's a Marquise cut. The Marquise cut is not a friend of Tanzanite because the rough crystals themselves don't normally occur in a shape that's conducive to producing these stones. The gemstone cutter always wants to save as much weight as possible, and they balance the final appearance of the gemstone, what will look the best versus what will save the weight. Sometimes polishing a little extra weight away reveals a more beautiful stone. And sometimes you're going to see that the gemstone cutter just says, you know what? I'm just going to make it as pretty as I can. So I'm going to increase the value of the overall stone by making it more beautiful. And that beautiful stone is more important than having a stone that's simply just heavier for the sake of being heavy. So that comes into play big time when you're talking about Tanzanite, because this is a stone, this is a shape for the Marquise cut that requires a long, narrow piece, a long, low piece. And that becomes an issue as well when you talk about color saturation, because you want to make sure in Tanzanite that you're getting that signature pleochroic pop. You want to get the blue and the lavender and the violet. You want to make sure that all of that is happening visually. And of course, when it's cut correctly, you also get a little hint of that little lightning in a bottle pink flash that happens only in Tanzanite. It's a dynamically pleochroic gemstone. And there are not many stones in the world of gemstones, in the gemstone kingdom, that have this level of pleochroism. Andalusite is one of them. But in this particular color palette with the blues and the violets and the lavenders, this is it. This is the king, this is the queen, this is the diva, this is the full house. So the Marquise cut here is important because you can see on the screen behind me that it's absolutely stunning. And it really and truly is the cutting that brings out the beautiful essence of every single stone. This is in 10 karat white gold. You've got the Luxoro L. Literally signing the piece, not only in the band with the quality of the gold, but in the mounting itself. So you know the history and the provenance and the source of this particular joyful piece. In 10 karat white gold, 2.02 carats. That is a AAA grade Tanzanite that is 12 by 6. The Tanzanite weighs 1.73 carats. And then you've got another 27 points of diamonds. And the sparkle on those diamonds are so pretty. Just at the shoulders, you've got a couple of little baguettes tucked in for just a little bit of kind of an angel wing design. And the rest of the perimeter is completely illuminated with round, brilliant, beautiful pieces. And channel set baguettes for a little extra something, something right there in the shoulders. That's a beautiful piece. Whew, $14,000. That's what happens when you're a one source gemstone. That's what happens when you're a unique color palette and there's nothing else in the world of gems and gemstones that looks anything like you. When you are unique and one of a kind and there's only a little bit of you to be had, this is what happens. Now, when this was introduced to the world by Tiffany and Company back in the late 1960s, there was no such thing as Shop LC. And for those of you who've been with us through the entire journey, I think that probably when it comes to mentioning the names of luxury retailers, we don't have to do that because you already, first of all, I know you know. But then secondly, we just have a way of doing an end run around the luxury places. And I really, truly mean it. I feel it from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. When you want a luxury experience, you should not consider the color of the box or the color of the wrapping paper. You have to break it down into the nuts and bolts of what makes a value a value. This is a single source gemstone. This is a very high quality color. This is an impressive and unusual shape that's been executed very nicely. The length and the width ratio make this a top notch when it comes to cutting. Then you've got that color. You've got that signature tanzanite color. It's dreamy, it's drowsy, it's purple, it's gorgeous. Starting out at $15,000. And by the way, let's see. This one is in 10 karat white gold. Yes, it is. It's Luxoro. I would get this appraised, AS and AP. I thought I had an appraisal on this one, but I don't. This is called the Helix Nebula Ring in 10 karat white gold. $23.99. Now there's 5 budget pays, okay? If this is the year that you are saying to yourself, ladies, that's it. This is my tanzanite year. I'm going to get one. $23.99. 25% off with your Lives 25 coupon. Get ready to save $600, okay? That's what you just did. That brings it down to $17.99 with 5 budget pays, makes it $359 and change for 10 karat white gold and a tanzanite that is absolutely stunning. I'll tell you something. I really thought this was a much larger stone, and that's thanks to that dramatic marquise shape. And let me show you something here. Wear this one every day and wear it well. You've got the little V-shaped prongs on either end that come back in to give it a lot of protection, a lot of wearability in this one. Now, you do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We very rarely see the marquise cuts in tanzanite. And listen, we got all kinds of wonky lights in here. I'm looking at this all kinds of ways, and all I see is in color. All I see is intense, rich, beautiful saturation across the entire body of the stone. There's no window. There's no washing out. There's no a little bit of color there and not so much over there. The color on this is consistent. All right, this one is Shop 16. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Shop 16. Shop 16, you type it below. This will show up on your doorstep in just a few days. And let's see. I'm wondering, I don't know if sizing is available on this, but I would definitely talk to the live stream dream team, because in some of the pieces that are in this price range, we do offer free ring resizing. So I would definitely ask about that. The dream team live stream number is 888-835-2237. This one is Shop 16. You are going to get the Luxoro Provenance card, so you will be able to tell future generations in your family about the story of, I just happened to be watching this crazy thing on the computer. I was watching this crazy thing on my phone one day, and there it was. We have those moments, and you have to be empowered. You have to be emboldened to take advantage of those. Okay. Look at this. Wow. We have had some amazing collectibles in this show today, DJ. I'm telling you. Good. Okay. The ring. First of all, it's a superhero because it's got that amazing shield shape. And they both, I'm going to show you the matching pendant, because there is your Luxoro L. Look at that. That's amazing. And look at the shape on this baby. Okay, look at that. That is so gorgeous. Now, the ring is in 10 karat yellow gold, and you notice right away that there's a pendant. Now, here's the thing. This is golden turquoisite. So I want to tell you about this because this will not necessarily have a play of color like traditional turquoisite. This is going to have a little bit of almost kind of pleochroism. And what you're really going to see on this is kind of an all-in kind of level of blending of some incredible colors that are in the golden sort of orangey warm tones. You're going to see almost a cognac color. You're going to see almost a smoky quartz color. You're going to see little bits of orange. And the way that the stone is cut, you've got the tip of the stone, which has some facets here, and it really kind of bounces the light back and forth end to end. You get an amazing amount of illumination. It's got a little bit of orange. It's got a little bit of cognac. It's got a little bit of cinnamon. It's a really beautiful, smoky, gorgeous color. And the cutting on this is just crazy. Okay, 2.65 carats altogether. Very spectacular cut on this one. 2.97 grams of 10 karat gold. The center stone is 2+ carats. And it's golden turquoisite, a kite shape or a shield shape, either one, 14 by 7. The turquoisite by itself is 2.2 carats. And then you've got diamonds all the way around. The diamonds are EF and VS. So these are lab-grown diamonds, and that's what lab-grown diamonds do. They allow you to buy in at a better quality for the same price point. So it's amazing. Now, you're at $19.99. Okay, $19.99. 25% means you're going to save $4.99. So it goes down to $15.99. Yep. So it's going to go down to $14.99, right? Yes. Hold on. I'm excited. We haven't had many of these in the collection until recently, and oh my gosh, they are stunning colors. Okay, I'm back on track now. Yeah, $14.99. That's what you save on one. Okay, this one is shop 17, and I'm looking at the ring. So that's shop 17. I'm already way off into bundle and save. Okay, I am because we don't get these very often. Look at that color. Oh my gosh, what a treasure. Shop 17. And when you get in there, make sure you look for bundle and save because it's there. And it'll allow you to pick up the combo, y'all. Your budget pay just went from $400 to $299. Yes, it did. Your budget pay went from $400 to $299. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, free shipping, of course. And please remember to at least look at the bundle and save every time. You might not get the bundle and save every time. In fact, you may only get it every once in a while. But do the bundle and save because it will save you 10% on both. And then you get to do live 25. That bundle and save and live 25, that's only during the live show. If it goes, when this price expires, when the live stream price expires, guess what? You still get the bundle and save of 10. But why not get 10 plus 25, right? Why not? Okay, we'll show you the bundle and save on this one. And that's going to be it. It's been a show. It's been a great show, my friends. And DJ, you wanted to show me the bundle and save on this one?
Do it.
He's a working on it. And do we get the chain? You get the chain. Okay. You bundle and save, and it goes from I'm going to round up a penny. It goes from $4,000 to $3,600. So you save $400 right off the get-go. Then you've got $35.99 times 25%. You're going to save an extra $900. Minus $35.99 equals $26.99 divided by 5. No way. Your budget pays $539 for both of them. For the both of them. It goes, that's the bundle and save. Listen, I can't walk into a grocery store and use 2 coupons on one item. It's got to be either or. Like, no. There's no multiples. You pick the one that you're going to get. If I just want to go in and buy a pound of butter or a bag of chocolate chips, I don't get the opportunity to save like this on just everyday items. We're not talking about everyday items. We're talking about rare and exotic and highly collectible and incredibly unusual. That color, that beautiful cognac color is just outstanding. My goodness gracious. All right, if you want to do one or the other, thank you so much and well done. These are going to be the last two that we do for the show. The ring is going to be shop 18. The pendant, chain included, is going to be shop 19. The bundle and save and all the explanation is waiting for you right there online at Shop LC. And listen, stick around because we've got another live stream coming this afternoon. Actually, two of them, I believe. One at 6 p.m., one at 8 p.m. And the live streams always live in the live stream library at shoplc.com on the main website. You can also reach out and get those previously recorded shows on your app as well. My name is Becky Booker, graduate gemologist, your downtown rock hound. And I love doing these shows and just talking to you about how rare and exotic and wonderful these treasures are, and then just losing my mind every single time with how much you're saving on every single item. All right, everybody, have fun, enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you soon right here at Shop LC. Golly, that's amazing. That color. Oh, wow. I don't even know who I would call to cut this stone. These are just silly good. The color is so